All right, so I just got the confirmation. I was on the phone with somebody. They were letting me know that they could only hear Christian. It was only Christian.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so are we...
Yeah, I think we're good. He's about to run
now? All right, bet. Let's launch this. Let's relaunch it, and we're solid.
See, it's like the Halo Infinite launch. You just got to polish it a little bit. That's all it is. Okay, fellas.
That's what we're doing.
Hold on. There's no audio right now, right? People can't hear us?
Oh, it is?
Okay. That's all right.
Okay, fellas.
Hold on.
I just put the new link in.
No audio right now. Yo, people, our audio is going through. Our audio is going through.
It's going through. All right. Hold on. Hello?
You are now tuned in to Insomniacs Podcast. You are now tuned in to Insomniacs Podcast. What's going on, everybody? This is Nova. Welcome to the Insomniacs Podcast, where we talk about what's going on in gaming. To first introduce my panel members. First on the list, we got our producer for today, C Dualsense.
Yo. I mean, for today, what does that mean?
We had these issues, man. I don't know. We'll see if you make the cut.
What are you trying to say, man?
Next on the list, we got Cool Hand Cruz.
Yo.
We got iTrip.
Yo.
Oh,
you trying to outdo me? You trying to outdo me?
And we got CC.
Yo,
all right. Well, hey, to start off the show, we're gonna pivot to Cool Hand. Cool Hand, let us know what's coming out this week.
All right, let's get right into it, man. These are the notable games coming out this week, Thursday to Thursday, starting with new Super Lucky Tail coming out for PlayStation and Xbox. Xbox tomorrow. Yeah, PlayStation and Xbox, man. New Super Lucky Tail, August 21st. Now, I say this all the time, and it bugs me that I say this all the time, but I always say I'm never going to buy this game. I'm not going to buy this game next year. But tomorrow, when it comes on the 25th, when it comes out, I'm going to be buying Madden 21. Just like most people probably will, which comes out for PlayStation and Xbox. Going to No Straight Roads, which comes out for all platforms. That's a big AA game. I saw the trailer for it. Looked pretty nice. Comes out August 25th as well. Now, for all our PlayStation VR people out there, for those who have VR for PlayStation, no worries. It's finally here. Vader Immortal comes out August 25th. And for all my Final Fantasy guys, man, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered comes out for PlayStation and Switch August 27th. And for you PC and Xbox guys, Tell Me Why Chapter 1 comes out again August 27th. And that's it for all the notable releases this week.
All right. So to start us off, let's head over to our next screen. We're going to start off with Xbox, right? We got our two resident Xbox guys here. We got Trip and CC. And I know they got a lot to say about this. But yeah, we're going to start off with, their big banger, right? Their AAA exclusive, Halo. So if you want to go ahead and then play the clip. Yeah, let's get into it. I mean, Halo Infinite. There's a lot we can say about this game. We know that it's run into a lot of development issues. And you know, it's looking a little rough for the launch of Xbox, but
a little.
We all know that, you know, if they come out with a 90+ meta game, everyone's going to forget about what's going on. Quote me on that. Before we get into some of the more, you know, the details surrounding the troubles at 343, Trip, let's start you off. What do you predict will happen, you know, with Halo, with this, you know, delay we got going on? How do you think Xbox will handle this and you know, pivot going towards next generation?
I feel like the actual Xbox gamers aren't sweating it, because what's a few months to make a great game even better? Just because, I mean, Halo's never been a game about graphics. It's been about gameplay and experience. So, like, I honestly, I was just happy to see Bruce on there again. So, I mean, I'm not sweating it. They're just gonna make the gold shine even brighter. Like, I'm it's not worried about it at all. It's only getting better.
Okay, you were excited to see Bruce. Bruce is the pilot who like unfroze Master Chief, right?
Nah, Bruce is one of the enemies you fight.
Oh,
one
Bruce.
of the race. Yeah.
I thought you said Bruce.
No, this isn't Batman.
I'm more interested in Craig, our favorite brute. But we'll get into that a little later. CC, what's your take on Halo? I know you're a big fan of the franchise. Do you think that this delay, and it seems like it's been delayed based on the public outcry of, you know, the graphic fidelity and pretty much what we've seen? You know, a lot of people weren't too impressed. We do know it's a cross-platform game, meaning it's going to come out on, you know, Xbox, the Xbox One X generation and next gen. Some people are making the case that because it's still coming out for an older console that's, you know, not as powerful, that it's holding back the next gen version. Xbox definitely has a view where they want you to take your games with you. So they want you to take your whole library, you know, to the next gen, whereas PlayStation is kind of going a different route. They're saying, hey, next gen is next gen, like it's always been. The games that are on PS5, they're PS5 games. You cannot play them on PS4, you know. But go ahead, CC. I want to know your thoughts on Halo Infinite.
Well, again, with the delay, I'm not too worried about it. And at the end of the day, they're really trying to cut back on developer crunch, and I mean, I gotta respect that, because I mean, I did game engineering in the past, and you know, I've sat a year in front of a screen and created a beta, so it's like I understand what it's like. So again, just to have pushback for just a couple months, I'm not worried about it. I think the gameplay is going to be great. I hope that they can bring something really fresh, like they did with their PvP last time, but we'll see.
Okay. Any predictions on a possible meta score?
I want to say definitely 90 plus. It's 90 definitely going to be a 90 plus. I want to say, exactly. If I'm going to give an exact number, I want to say 94.
You're on the water right now. 90 plus.
No, hey, we never know what can happen. You know,
exactly. I want to be realistic, and I want to say a 94.
94? Okay, so we're looking at like Halo Combat Evolved numbers, more or less. Trip, what do you think? Do you think we'll hit 90 plus?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Again, the gameplay's always been fire. They've always delivered when it came to adding something new and fresh to the game. So I'm not worried. Now we're just giving them more time to just make it even better. Like, yeah, I'm not at least 90, 93, 94.
93. So you guys are definitely very confident in 343. I mean, they
delivered. Sure. I was terrified when they handed the keys over. I was terrified.
Oh yeah, but y'all went from 90s to 80s when 343.
I mean, I didn't notice it. The gameplay was amazing. Loved the armor ability add-ons. I loved it. Loved it completely. It was amazing.
Yeah,
which is great.
80s is still a good
game.
It
was amazing. Yeah,
The 80s is a good game, but I mean, I think it's still gonna stay at the 80s. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna be polite and say 85.
Keep in mind, anything said on this podcast will be used against you in the future. So we will be this episode and scores just to see how they line up.
And that's fine. And I don't mind eating crow if it's a 94. That's fine. But when it's an 85 and below, you're gonna hear me.
Okay, so
he'll wake up from that nightmare soon enough.
Oh wow. Okay. So C $, what's your predictions on meta for this game, based on what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I'm gonna go a 90. Just because they're saying it's gonna be, massive multiplayer, big campaign. I think they can take all this criticism to heart. They're gonna fix it. I think they knock out the park.
Cool question. So for the panel, so we do know that Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free, right? So they're going with the free to play model with probably transactions, microtransactions. But do you think that if they're going that route, do you think that it's justifiable to charge $60 for a single player experience? I mean, what are we expecting from that single player experience? I mean, we're looking at gameplay right now of it.
I mean, we're looking. I mean, we're talking.
That they can add content. They've done it before.
But I thought they were moving to the $70 model now.
Game's gonna go up to 70 again.
That's what they're saying, but
70 now. I mean,
yeah, the new 2K, the price was revealed that the next generation version will be $70, which I'm not too mad about because inflation happens. Money's worth less. We were making a little bit more money than we did back then. It makes sense in terms of where games have been trending. I mean, I remember when PlayStation 1 and 2 games were $50, and then when we made that move to the 360 PS3 generation, it went up to 60, and then now it's gonna go up from there. So yeah, I mean, my personal opinion on what the meta could be, I'm there with Cool Hand. I think I'll give it an 85, and we'll come back and see what this is looking like, because this is Microsoft's premier franchise. So
and it's not coming out on launch, and that's gonna hurt.
That will be. What is Xbox dropping at launch? Everyone was hoping on this Halo game, but from what we know from past reports, over the past week, there's a lot of trouble at 343. It sounds like, from what the reporting says, the executives were more focused on, putting out that Showtime Halo show, which, might be great, while kind of ignoring, their game, which makes the franchise what it is. So we'll see how things change. From what we know from reporting, it sounds like they outsourced a lot of the development. And usually that's like an indicator of trouble in paradise. We know that 343 lost the game director, and 3 months after, they lost their next one. So it doesn't really, spell a great story. It doesn't show a great story for me. But again, we'll see. Microsoft is spending on the upwards of over $500 million on this game, and that's a lot of money to put out a dud, even though Battletoads got a 69. But that's another topic for later in the show.
I do want to point out the devs did dispute the whole Showtime thing.
I wasn't aware of that. What was said about that?
So they're saying that the team that's working on the Showtime show and the team that's working on the video game are two completely separate teams. They aren't meeting as much as what this guy was saying, and that part just wasn't true.
Okay, well,
but usually when there's smoke, there's fire. So we'll see. Okay,
well, we'll see. It's we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm just interested to see how Xbox is gonna be pushing consoles without Halo at launch. But
yeah, because of what PlayStation has. There's 4 AAA games coming out at launch.
Yeah, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that pretty soon. So yeah, we'll see. Any games outside of Halo that you guys are excited for for launch of the console? And anyone?
Cyberpunk will probably look a lot better on Xbox, so that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be fun. And since Xbox is meant for multiplayer, and like it's gonna be a way better experience. I mean, that's one of the perks of playing on the box.
That's fair to say. That's fair to say.
Slow down, Little Red Corvette. Slow down.
Let's be real. Cyberpunk will probably look marginally better than the PS5 if what everyone is saying is correct. So yeah, we'll see. Any other thoughts on Halo before we move on? Any last words?
You know what? I really hope that they bring back that randomized loot kind of crates that they had. I don't know. I just thought that was really fun. You never knew what you were gonna get. You might get something exotic. You might get something rare. That was just something I really liked. Kind of had that old Destiny kind of model with just the Cryptarch and all of that. So I really hope they bring that back, and it's going to be interesting to see the different like armors that they produce this time around.
I want to see what different variations of Warzone too. I liked Warzone. I want to see if they go even further with it, or how they change it.
Yeah, you know what?
That's another thing.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I know a lot of people complain about it, but I would like to see a battle royal feature with Halo. And then kind of add like the Halo 3 model where you can kind of customize the armor, and then everyone kind of looks different. You know what I mean? In this battle royal feature.
Honestly, I feel like Halo would be like the perfect game for it, just because of the gameplay and how it's set up. It makes sense.
Well,
I mean, look, I'm gonna give it. Like I said, I'm on a wait and see feature. I do think this definitely hurts you guys come launch time. It's as much as jokes aside, this was highly touted. There was so much anticipation wrapped behind it, and I think Microsoft's mistake was basically basing their launch around this game. And the fact, so the fact that there is no other game behind it, as kind of like a safety blanket, come launch time, that kind of
Xbox guys are pissed off about that. Like, why didn't they have a plan B? And keep in mind, we don't know yet, right? Yep. The launch hasn't happened. And I know CC said multiple times, like, Phil has some extra cards in his tricks. I mean, in his bag. He has a couple of tricks in his bag that he hasn't revealed yet. And best believe, and we'll get this is a later topic. PlayStation also has unannounced, at least a big AAA unannounced title that we don't know about that they're saving. So trust me, these companies are keeping their cards close to their chest. They're waiting to see what the other person does so they can react to it and try to trump them. So this is going to be a very interesting next 2 to 3 months. And one last topic about Halo before we move on to the next Xbox game is, there's a lot of things showing that this is going to be more of a games as a service model. 'Cause keep in mind, this isn't Halo 6. This is Halo Infinite. And if the past can teach us anything for games as a service model, I'm assuming that there's going to be DLC to this game, or there's definitely going to be season passes where they can kind of just keep expanding the lore and the story without having to come out with a brand new title. I mean, we all know the footage we're looking at right now is running on the Slipspace engine, which is a new engine that's been in development for a while. And, this is going to be the title to show that off. So I just wanted to make that statement. This very well be a games as a service model like Destiny. All right, well, let's move on to our next game. $, what's next on the list? Avowed. Ooh, I am extremely hyped for this game. So let's go switch over to the gameplay for that. Avowed. I mean, I'm gonna leave it to my Xbox guys. We're looking at the gameplay right now. We know that this is probably one of the more anticipated titles from Obsidian. And let me just say, and Mooch, if you're listening, Obsidian, in my opinion, is probably the most talented developer at Xbox right now. And that was a ace in the hole acquisition they did by obtaining the studio. I mean, from what we can see, this is very Skyrim, Bethesda-esque, as what they're known for with Fallout New Vegas, and Outer Worlds. So any thoughts? Let's talk about Avowed.
I'm excited. I really got that Skyrim feel from it. I'm a huge fan of Skyrim too. It just screams something new, and I feel like that's what we needed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I would definitely love another Elder Scrolls title to come out, but just having something else that's playable is still always fun because they're going to bring something new to the table.
Yep.
Did they release? Did they have a release date for this yet?
Definitely not. This is probably like at least a year or two away from launch. But I'm not mad at them showing something to get people excited about, because that's something that a lot of like Xbox guys have been complaining about. It's like, dude, we don't care if the games are 2 to 3 years out. Just show us something so we know what to look forward to. This past generation, they've been showing trailers and dropping the game couple months later or a year later. So Trip, what's your thoughts on this game? Are you excited for it? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. It's like you guys said, it's definitely got the Elder Scrolls feel to it, and it's definitely going to have their own little twist to it. So that'll definitely be exciting. And I've always been a huge fan of Elder Scroll games, and that looks so much like it. So I'm definitely gonna be checking it out.
One thing I kind of hope that they do is what Elder Scrolls did online, where they had that kind of siege battling online. Just because I saw, that one scene that they have here, they're all on top of a castle, and it just makes me think of that, and it gives me so many, nostalgic memories of, playing hours and hours with my friends trying to take and siege different castles in Elder Scrolls Online. So I'm really hoping for something like that.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe they can outdo Bethesda at their own formula. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
Cool Hand. What do you think about this?
I'm actually anticipating this game now. Even though I'm not going to purchase an Xbox, I know I have a cousin that will purchase an Xbox, and I will be at his house playing this game.
Wait, why do you have to play it on your consoles? You can play this on PC.
You can play it on PC? Wow. Well, that changes a lot.
As we know, you can play.
I see the dig. Yeah, man. This looks great. Now, I'm not too familiar with Skyrim, and I'm not too familiar with Elder Scrolls, but and I'm when it comes to first person games, I'm so used to shooters. So I playing a first person game involving a sword and magic, that's going to be kind of a learning curve for me. But I'm not opposed to it. I'm not discounting it. I would like to see if there's like a third person feature in this game. And if there is, sign me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, normally like these Bethesda style-esque games normally have a third person view. Yeah. But
I did like the way kind of like how Battlefront did. They have the first person style, but you can also switch, third person to first person to third person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that option changed the game completely for you. It was legit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy how just a different camera angle can kind of change your gameplay. I know like a lot of people were really psyched about the first person view in GTA.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that was definitely fun.
Yes. Nothing like slapping.
We'll see. Again, we don't know too much about Avowed. We just know it's made by Obsidian, which is also, if I'm correct, they're also making Dualsense. Help me out on this.
They're doing Grounded and The Other Worlds.
Okay, that's right. I thought they had another game that was coming out, but yeah, I know it must have been Grounded. So yeah, Grounded and Outer Worlds. I thought they had another one for next gen, but it might come. All right, so what do we got next on the Xbox list?
So next game we want to talk about is CrossfireX by Remedy.
Oh yeah, this one looks really good. Especially for my first person shooters. I know Trip and CC are going to be psyched about this game. So this game looks really, really clean, as you guys can see on the screen. Very fast action shooter.
I get like a Splinter Cell vibe from this game.
Really? How? How's
Yeah, I mean, just the way it looks.
Okay, and another game by Remedy. So yeah, I mean, let's again on the Xbox side, let's start with our resident Xbox guys. I'll start off with CC this time. What does this game look to you? I know I feel like you'd be excited to play this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love to do the thing that's always really hard in games. So right now I'm playing Valorant and using like the shotgun and trying to be sneaky around with that. Is pretty hard. So the fact that this is kind of like sneaking around, being fast paced, just kill, go, move, kill, go, move. I don't know. That just seems fun to me. I like that fast pace and keeps it interesting, keeps it on your toes, keeps you on your toes. And that's what I like about multiplayer games like that too, because this is going to be online, and the online is definitely going to be a crazy world.
This is a day one purchase for you?
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm actually pretty interested in this game as well. It took me a couple I had to watch the trailer a couple of times, but then I was like, yeah, this looks pretty cool. It looks like, from what I can tell, this is definitely going to be multiplayer, of course, but the campaign from what we're looking at looks really impressive. Let's switch up the order a little bit. So, Dualsense, what's your opinion on this? I know you're looking forward to this.
Yeah, like one of my favorite games last year was Control. I love that sci-fi vibe. Like the shooting and like the telekinesis moves were all really fun and cool. So yeah, they impressed me with their last game. So I'm excited for this just based off how much I enjoyed Control.
Yeah, Control. Haven't played it, but it's definitely on my backlog. Okay, we got Danny G in the chat. He says COD, Cold War. So it does look very COD-esque. I'm not gonna lie. So let's go on a trip. Trip, what do you think about this game? Day one purchase for you?
I might honestly, I might wait a little just to see, just because it does look like it's something new, something different.
Okay.
Want to hear what people say, and then I mean, honestly, I'm gonna definitely try it out myself. It does look badass. I mean, I fuck with high intensity games like that, nonstop action shooters, and if it's multiplayer, multiplayer, sign me up. And I've always liked stealth games too, and it looks like that's an option, a way to play this game. And yeah, I'm oh my god, I just finished Hitman 2 recently, and like all hard as oh my god, this game is like gonna be fire. This game, okay.
So are you changing your answer to yeah today?
Yeah, I'm changing my answer.
Yeah.
Thinking out loud is like, oh shit, what the fuck are you saying? This game's got what the fuck you want. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
This game definitely looks like it's good. I mean, I'm sure it will review well. It's by Remedy. Looks super polished. Yeah, cool hand. What? Any thoughts on this game?
You know what? I'm anticipating this game. This is definitely, if I had an Xbox, this is a day one purchase. The fact that I'm getting so many different games, like vibes from it. So like from it's very Splinter Cell-esque. It definitely gives me the first time you played Uncharted. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's gonna go from cutscene to gameplay seamlessly. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be very nonstop. Yeah, man, this is it. If we can go into Metacritic scores, I'm gonna give this one. If I can be right, I'll give this a 94.
Jeez, that's
you can give this a 94, not Halo, my man.
Yeah, great.
I feel like it's just. I think there's something else you're trying to say.
This kind of looks better than Halo, though.
This does though. Yo, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Maybe because I've got 20 years vested in the Halo. That's why it's fucking.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of I'm just like you right now, Trip. I'm speechless. There's definitely some things that I'm very eager to see and very eager to play out. Yeah, there's a lot of potential. I'm gonna give it like I said, 94 off the bat, off rip.
All right, well, we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Cool. Not cool hand. Sorry, I'm trying to remember these aliases is kind of hard sometimes. What's the next game we got on the list?
Next game is State of Decay 3.
State of Decay. Ooh, yeah. That actually looked pretty cool too.
Go ahead, run the clip.
It's running.
Okay. So State of Decay. But before we get into this, this is a very fancy CG trailer, but State of Decay 2. Yeah, I know I don't know if you guys played it, but from the people I've talked to, they weren't too excited about the last one, and it kind of left a sour taste in their mouth. I'll start off again. Let's Trip. What do you think about this game, man?
I mean, like you said, the first one was fire. Everyone was like, "Wow, if this game would have been multiplayer, it'd be amazing." Then the second one, it was like, "Damn, it's multiplayer, but like doesn't really feel like the first one at all." Like I don't know. And I mean, the graphics look amazing. So if they can switch it up, make it a little more like the first, but with whatever new twist they wanted to add, I think it has good potential. But
wait and see.
Yeah, this is a wait and see. But it looks like it has great potential, though.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this trailer we're looking at indicates nothing of actual gameplay. Hold on, we got something. Rick B in the chat says multiplayer games are for children. Xbox is Xbox is better than PS. Piss Station. Hey, Rick, shout out to you, my man. Shout out to you. That's funny. State of Decay 2.
Clearly, Rick has mental issues.
Oh, Rick. Okay. You heard him. State of Decay 2, just for reference, got a 66 on Metacritic, and the PC version got you guessed it, 69. So yeah, that's where it's coming from. So for it to kind of like get move past that, it's gonna take a lot of convincing. I mean, this trailer looks really cool, but I mean, I don't think people are coming into this with high expectations. CC, what do you think, man?
CC? I mean, I like a good survival game, to be honest. So it just depends. I'm kind of done with the zombie thing. I think it's a little overplayed at this point.
Definitely.
It's just, I mean, but the thing is, I love a good survival game, so that's what kind of brings me in a little bit. But I'd have to definitely wait and see for this one.
Okay, that's fair. I think that a lot of people feel the same way. Dollar sign. Any thoughts on this? Got anything to say?
Nothing new, really. Like same with everyone. Like it's definitely a wait and see. I like survival games too, so if it's good, I'll definitely pick it up.
Cool. And Cool Hand, any last words? I know you're a big fan of Xbox, so
this is looking forward to the game. All I'm gonna say is 69. This is not a wait and see. This is not a wait and see. This is not a wait and see. This is dead in the water right now. There's no way. No. Zero. No.
Not even.
Okay. Nah. This is the one thing that I like about games as opposed to movies, right? The sequels are always better. But I'm saying they don't usually disappoint, and when they do, they can't recover. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
get what I mean. And when they do fail, you need a hard restart.
So you think this game has no chance of redemption?
No, not for me. For me, at least, no. No. Okay. Yeah, this series is done. There's no way.
That's fair. Let's move on to the next game. What do we got on the list?
So next game is Everwild by Rare.
Okay, Everwild. So this game I always get confused with Grounded for some reason. It looks interesting, but the I don't know, the visual style isn't really my cup of tea. It's by Rare, which, as we all know, used to be one of the greatest game developers in all time. I mean, they produced multiple classics on Nintendo systems, specifically for 64. I know we all can list off a couple of our favorite Rare games. But this is them in the next gen under Microsoft. We know in 360 generation we weren't getting much from them, so we'll see how they do with this game. I don't think it looks as bad as Grounded. It definitely looks a little unique. Gives me Breath of the Wild vibes, actually.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Go ahead, CC. What do you think about this right here? You interested?
You know what? It's weird because I feel like it's just gonna have those breath. It has that Breath of the Wild feel to it, but I feel like it's gonna sneak up on everyone and for some reason just be an amazing game. Like I think it's gonna have that visual effects to it, and if you have the right TV to handle it, I think it's just one of those games that's really gonna kind of show you what the new systems can do. So that's kind of what I think is going to be its appeal. I know it's not going to have the best of graphics, but it's definitely going to be able to show off a lot of colors.
Yeah, it looks like almost like kind of cell shaded a little bit, but like the next generation of whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Trip. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I'm a wait and see, but I do have high hopes for it because usually when games go with graphics like this, it's because of the gameplay. You're allowed to do way more, and they just needed to fit that in by lowering not as high intense graphics. But
well, I guess we can just say like it doesn't even have to be like super realistic if the art style fits with the story and what they're trying to go for. They they can do a lot.
I definitely feel like it has some super potential.
Okay. $, or Cool Hand, and you guys have any thoughts on this game?
I'm in agreement with these guys, man. I'm very much a fan. I like the use. I like the vibrancy. That's. I think that's the best word I can use for this. Like it just looks so vibrant, and man, the artistic flair to it. I really want to see a little bit more of gameplay. Yeah. I think mostly it's just been mostly cutscenes. So for me to really be invested, I mean, honestly, it looks visually stunning. But like CC said, man, I am. If you have the monitor or the TV that supports, that can max this out, man, it's gonna look visually stunning. Like in this scene right here, man, the use of the light, color, man, it just looks. I don't know. I'm for it. I'll play it. I would have to see a lot more gameplay, but I would definitely be interested in playing this.
You think this will be the comeback for Rare?
You know what? If depending on gameplay, depending on how the gameplay is, yeah, I think it can be. It has the potential to. It's like I said, visual wise, man, it's vibrant, man. It's beautiful. It looks really nice. I get like an Avatar Last Airbender feel when it comes to like some of the characters in this.
Okay, $, you got any thoughts on this before we move on?
Yeah. So Rare made Sea of Thieves, right? Most recently.
Correct. Yep.
So from what I understand, I think they're trying to still go that route with like kind of like that multiplayer sandbox type of game. So they want you to play this game with your friends and just chill and hang out in this like beautiful world. And it took them a while to get Sea of Thieves right because now Sea of Thieves does have a community playing it. And if they can transfer that community to this game and with good marketing and actually getting people to play it, I think it can be pretty good.
And I want to add something to that. So he was right. So, Sea of Thieves, initially it wasn't doing too good. But as of, the past couple, I would say past 2 to 3 months, it's been, doing a lot of streams. I mean, a lot of people are watching it until Fall Guys came out. But I'm not taking away credit that it, Sea of Thieves, they kind of had a second wind, for lack of better words. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how this game turns out. I mean, it looks promising if you like those type of like art style games. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read the chat right here. We got Avengers beta from Slat Danny. Okay. Whatever happened to Tomb Raider opening scene reminds me of A Bug's Life. That's what Grounded is to me. Grounded looks like A Bug's Life to me. I mean, it looks like it supports Kinect or something. But next game.
Yeah. How to Instruct the Kids plus Fortnite. So next game is Forza.
Gran Turismo, they the last one I remember being like and ever since then they kind of been on the downturn. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are super excited about Forza, and yeah, I'll leave the floor to my resident Xbox guys. I would say CC. Well, I know you're super excited about this.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. This thing just looks visually incredible. I think this is going to be what is really going to show off the Xbox Series X.
Hold on one second. I got someone in the chat saying audio went away.
Oh, it should be back.
Going to show off the Xbox Series.
I'm hearing playback in it. I hear it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounded like I heard. Yeah.
No, it was out for a second.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Am I heard?
Anyone in the chat, if you can just confirm. Okay, y'all good. Okay. Sounds good. All right, let's go ahead, CC.
Sorry, go ahead again. What was the question?
Tell us. I know you're excited about Forza, being a huge car guy. Where do you think they're going to take this next generation, especially with the fact that it might be a games as a service, and they might be adding content as it goes. What do you think?
This is going to be just a visually stunning game, as you can see in this trailer right here. I mean, they went above and beyond to get the footage they can for this game. So,
yeah,
I think this is just going to kind of showcase what the system can do, even though a lot of these games that we have seen tonight aren't going to really be showcasing what it can possibly do at its peak. But look at these cars. I mean, that is phenomenal. Like, and I'm sure, again, with the right TV behind that, you're going to be sunk into your couch for hours. And there's no doubt about it.
This makes me want to get those rigs, like with the wheel and the, the triple monitor setup with the pedals and all that. Yeah, man, what?
Start shaking.
Yeah, start shaking. Yeah. I mean, it's stunning, man.
Yeah, is this a game that you'd pick up for Xbox?
Definitely day one pickup for me. Just because I know this is going to be what's displaying Xbox its full potential.
Isn't this like full ray tracing and all that with this?
I'm not too sure, but based on what we're seeing, I'm sure that you're going to be utilizing ray tracing to some extent. When you say full ray tracing, it's kind of hard to say because even modern day PCs struggle for ray tracing, and for a game like Forza, this game has to hit those high frames. And when you do full ray tracing, that's going to really hurt the performance. Saying
because I'm not too familiar with
they may do
ray tracing,
reflections on certain scenes or certain things like glass, for example. Anything that's a glass surface that might be specifically ray traced, and reflections, of course, from the sun and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm pumped for this game personally, and I don't own an Xbox, but it's something I definitely might pick up for PC. Let's go with Trip. What do you think? Are you excited for Forza?
Oh yeah, definitely excited. This is definitely copping the first day. I went too long not playing. I've only played 2 Forza games, and that was Forza 2, which I had way back when, and then I played Forza Horizon 4 just because it's on Game Pass, and the jumps this game has made is insane, and being able to see everyone's the way it was set up, seeing everyone's record and everything, how it was so social. It's like, damn, definitely need to cop it first day, be part of the hype, because that shit, it's a fire game. The realism is insane.
The realism, it looks super impressive. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I don't know if this will be a launch title. It very well may be, based on what I'm saying right now, but we'll see a little closer to launch where some of these release dates end up, if we even find out. Who did I miss? Dualsense, any thoughts on this? I'm not too sure if you're into car games, but
yeah, that's right. I'm not much of a car game player. But based off the footage of the trailer, it does say it is in-game footage, and if you look at the floor, the cars, the helmets, there do seem to be like a decent amount of ray tracing in the game. So I think it would be a pretty nice game to kind of showcase those capabilities for the Xbox.
For sure. And before we go any further, shout out to the 16 viewers we got. I know that doesn't sound like much, but we're just starting off, and we really appreciate it. So check us out. We're doing this every Thursday. We're gonna try to start at 7:30 every week. So shout out to y'all for like just giving us any support. This has been in the making for a long time. I produced Mooch and Crap Show, if you know them on YouTube, and just getting this set up has been really important to all of us. So we're glad to be every week with you and talk gaming and talk that ish. So yeah, we'll move on to the next title. What we got here?
All right. So next title is Medium.
Medium.
Shout out Slat Danny for a second, man. Just want to shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, shout out Slat Danny. Okay, so let's go into the Medium. I'm not even gonna start off. I want someone else to start.
Hold on. Let me do this one, man. This
Go
one,
ahead.
I've been waiting on this one. Yes. This is everything I've wanted in Xbox. This is beautiful right here. This is one of those games. This is like, it's not God of War, but the gameplay style. It's a single player game. It has I feel like it's going to have a really intricate story. I love the concept of now, if it is what I think it is, I'm going to enjoy the concept of like dual play where, she's the character is in, two realms, one in the spiritual and one in the physical. And maybe, it kind of alternates, like what you do in the spiritual will affect the physical, or what you do in the physical is going to affect the spiritual. Now, if that's the case, I'm all for it. But I would need to see a little more gameplay. I'm very much excited. I know I'm guesstimating a lot of things right now, but I mean, my anticipation for this game, and I'm not even going to buy an Xbox, but I'm full-heartedly, and hopefully this is like one of those times exclusives where, eventually yeah, like maybe it's just gonna,
half tub.
Yeah, I'm half. I'm full. I'm all in on this game. I'm all in. I love this concept of this game, and I'm excited to see it. See this scene right here where she's traveling, and you see, it's split screen, and maybe that's the gameplay. And if that's the gameplay, that's cool. But maybe you're focusing on one area as opposed to another. You get what I mean?
And this is a timed exclusive for Xbox, so they'll have it on their platform for who knows how long nowadays, because it varies game to game. But yeah,
but it looks cool. It looks cool. Yeah. First of its kind for me.
CC, what do you think about this? You excited for this?
Yeah, I just like Gulen said, like honestly, I really want to see if they're gonna kind of play this in like the half realm, half not. Because if they do that, that'd be something just so interesting and new.
Yeah, you can switch back and forth.
Or if you have to say no, that you need to be in the spirit world to do say this because there's like a door in front of you and you can get past it, and it's going to open up a whole world of possibilities. So I'm really excited to see what's going on here.
And this is kind of one thing that I'm kind of looking forward to in gaming in general, man. This is innovation, something new. Yeah. Definitely. This isn't rehashed, man. This is something original. This is something that speaks to me, artistically.
We maybe have great. This. Yeah. Okay. Trip, what do you think about the Medium?
I mean, it does look really good. I've always been more a multiplayer game person though, but I mean, if it does look, it's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. And like they said, they've been talking about the concept of going from one realm to another. It reminds me of this one mission for Dishonored where you're going in time, back in time, and forward in time. But that seems like the concept for this entire game, but it's just realm instead of time. So that's pretty. That does draw a lot of curiosity. But I'm definitely have to wait a little bit just because I'm more a multiplayer game person. If I hear enough people say it's fire, go get it, try it out, then I will. But okay, yeah, it's a wait and see for me.
Okay,
that's a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, Dualsense, what about you? You looking forward to this game?
Yeah, man, I think this game looks awesome. I'm all for it. I like kind of like those like thriller horror games. This game supposedly does have that platforming puzzle element where you do have to travel between two different, the spirit realm and the human realm to solve these puzzles and stuff. And I find that kind of stuff kind of interesting. I enjoy those kind of games. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
All right. Cool. All right, let's move on to the next game.
All right. Next game is Stalker 2.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not, to be honest, I remember the Stalker franchise like earlier Steam days. It looks impressive, but I don't know if it's a game for me, but yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Have you guys ever played any games in the Stalker series before?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
Can't say that I have. I mean,
from what we can tell right here, we got some big Chernobyl vibes. The first one also takes place there, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. So seems like it's just a continuation off of what they had before. I'm not too sure if this trailer has any gameplay, but it's definitely a game that deals with like cross dimension, maybe world of the death kind of thing. I mean, it takes place in where Chernobyl happened. A lot of people died. A lot of crazy stuff happened. So some conspiracy stuff in there.
Probably cool. Yeah.
Visually, it looks pretty cool. We know traditionally Stalker, it's first person game. We don't know too much about this game, but it's given us, for at least my opinion, it's giving me a lot of Fallout vibes. Definitely, possibly survival horror. I mean, look at that. That's fucking creepy.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna have those weird vibes, and I think it's definitely gonna put you in an uncomfortable space a few times. But I think that's gonna be really fun about it at the same time. It's definitely not one I can see myself running out to the store and getting, but definitely intrigues me. If enough is said, then I definitely would see myself buying it. But it's that's just not the type of I like the multiplayer.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there will be a multiplayer on this, and plus, hey, it's on Game Pass, so anyone who has who's registered to Game Pass, I mean, you don't have to buy it; you can just download it, check it out. If you like it, cool. If not, delete it. So cool. Is that good?
I'm gonna echo what the Boss 2025 says. It does give me a Resident Evil vibe to it a little bit. So there's some elements that kind of intrigue me to this game. I'm on a wait and see tip. We'll see.
Slad Danny says multiplayer games are for men. I know. I just like my damn story games. All right. Well, I think that's where we're good on this title. Is that it for all the Xbox games in terms of gameplay videos we got for now, or do we got another one?
No, we got one more. Fable.
Oh, I know. I was about to say, Andy, don't do that to me. Come
on. Forget Fable. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since Fable.
All we got was a frog, right?
Oh man.
So we got married.
Okay, hold on. Let our Xbox guys talk Halo.
Halo.
I mean,
get out of here. Just let me enjoy this trailer. Oh my gosh, look at it.
Go ahead.
Just gives me so much hope.
I'll let you start. CC, go ahead. Tell us about how you feel about this game.
Talk your shit.
This brings me home right here. This is all you had to show me to get me to buy an Xbox Series X. They showed me this. Boom. That was it. It's coming home with me. I don't care how much it costs. 600, 700. I don't care. Bring it home.
Wow. Okay.
Fable just gives me that sense of me sitting down 10 years old, just in my living room, just having a blast. This is the only real one-person game, one-player game that I truly enjoy playing. Because, I'm such a diehard multiplayer person. I'm really competitive. But for me, this is it. Just the choices that you get inside of the game. You can finish the mission and be good, or maybe take the reward that she wanted you to hand off to that other person. So I don't know. I just love the freedom you get with it. and I'm evil every time. So I'm excited to see how ugly they make this evil dude. Because once you're going evil and Fable, your hair starts to fall out. You get these horns. People start getting scared of you. So it's just always interesting, and I love it. It's a nostalgic feeling for me, and it just brings me back to being a kid.
Okay. What about you, Trip? I know you're a huge. Wait, are you a huge fan of Fable?
Actually, I didn't play the old ones, but I heard nonstop things about it. I know, but then again, like it's a single player game, and like but then I didn't know the concept of it until way later that all your choices matter. You can be evil or good, and like that really intrigued me. I kind of wish I did play it, but I will definitely be copping this just because now that I know what Fable's about, then I'm all about it. I didn't know that you changed when you were like good or bad. That's fucking hilarious. I'm excited for that.
As you go good, you get like a halo. You get like a halo above your head as you become like better, nicer, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And of course, as you get more evil, your hair starts falling out. You start looking like a demon. People really notice that you're like evil, and it's pretty funny. People cower when they see you.
That's great. That sounds like me in Oblivion. That sounds amazing.
Yep, Oblivion was one of my favorites.
People were terrified of me because I just attack them.
My opinion, I have no. I don't know what to expect. From what I've heard, and I know there was a canceled Fable game. The last Fable game I heard about was Fable on the Kinect, and we don't want to talk about that one.
That one doesn't count, Andy.
That doesn't count. Okay. Really, I have no reservations because I feel like the last time they came out with a mainline Fable game was so long ago. I have zero expectations, and I just want to see. This is totally a wait and see. Like I'm intrigued. It piques my interest, but we'll see. I want to see actual gameplay. I want to see these mechanics because I remember when people were talking about the old Fable games, and and correct me if I'm wrong, but you could get married. You can like. Live your life like in this game.
It was a very intricate game for like for early gens.
Yeah, so wait and see for me. Closer to launch, maybe once we get some more gameplay footage or something concrete, then I'll take a look at it. One thing I do want to say though, they are hiring for this game right now, which indicates that they are like way far away from development. They're very early in development, so we're probably not going to see this game for another 2 to 3 years.
Hey, this little clip is all they needed to show me. I'm buying my Xbox.
This is the system seller for you. 4 years out.
Yeah, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care. This is it.
This is it. All right.
I haven't seen a new Fable, and it's really just a great game to me.
Okay.
And just to see a new one come out, I like
your enthusiasm about that, and I think that's what like makes gamers like we we'll play sometimes hundreds of games, but when you find that series that just kind of like sticks in your heart, they're just like like how Metal Gear is for me. Like I'm a huge Metal Gear fan, and it doesn't matter if they never come out with a Metal Gear game again. Like that. That's a game that like you said, when you see it, it brings you that warm, childhood feeling of like, playing games on a Saturday morning, like that game that like you gotta, your mom makes you go to sleep, but you like sneakily turn the game back on and play in the middle of the night. Like that's the vibes, I can see that you're getting from this, and that's what's up.
Yeah. I think I definitely beat the last Fable in an ungodly amount of time. It was like maybe 2 days it took me of just nonstop playing because I just couldn't put it down.
Yep. Dualsense, what's your thought on this?
Yeah, I mean, I've never played a Fable before, so I'm not really hip. But from what you guys are saying, I'm kind of excited. Like, it sounds like it's a great franchise.
Okay.
Sign me up.
The boss, he says, you mean Metal Gear and Spyro? Yes, Spyro 1 through 3, specifically Rip Those Rage. That was my favorite. Yo, shout out to Wooly Gamer. Glad to have you in here. Oh wow, we common sense section's moving a little bit.
Yo, shout out Mr. Woodcock. It sounds like a Budweiser commercial.
What the fuck? Shout out
Memorable. Hell yeah.
Oh, Rick B, Xbox baby, crack fire, man.
There you go. There we go.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you do drugs.
Oh yeah, exactly. All right, so let's yo, Will the Gamer, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And I know you know me from M&C show, so you know, thanks for checking it out, man. I appreciate it. All right, so I think that's all of our Xbox games we have gameplay for.
I haven't given my thoughts on Fable yet.
All right, go ahead.
All right, man. This, as a fan, man, I played the original, and I'm in full agreement with CC on this one. Like, if I mean, not in the I'm gonna buy an Xbox right away. Nah.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't. But man, I remember like the first time I played Fable. Like, I was big as a kid. I was huge on the Choose Your Own Adventure books, like the old Goosebumps one. And when they actually made a game like this, like when Fable came out, and it was just that concept, man, yo, life-changing, so intricate, so detailed. I mean, I was a dick, so I was trying to be a bad guy through and through. And man, like and like I said, you know, when sequels fail, you know, hard restarts, you know, bring the franchise back to light. And this is a hard restart. And if I'm getting the exact gameplay with a little more intricacy, new features, obviously due to, you know, advances in technology and things like that, man, this game is gonna kill it. Like, this game is gonna kill it for Xbox. Like, this is 98 on the Metacritic.
98?
Damn.
Yep.
This is 98. Yeah, bro. I'm not
a 99. Yeah.
Nah, all right. Remember what these guys are saying. This is
I'm telling you, bro. Right this is 98, man. This is a 98 Metacritic score. If they do it, I don't care if this is like a hard restart, like a fresh remaster. This is a 98, bro. You don't understand how good the first Fable game was, and you don't understand this is a new generation, a new crop of kids that are going to be playing this game. Like, this is going to be a game changer for like the next crop of kids that are going to be playing this, that are going to like be first time on this. You know what I mean? And most of them aren't even going to know this already came out before.
All right, in 4 years, I'm gonna literally clip that out, and I'm gonna be like, all right, man. What was you saying?
I said what I said. My name is my name.
Yo, hold on, real quick shout out to G's TV. He's a pretty big Twitch streamer. Good friend of mine. Yo, thank you for checking it out, my brother. I really appreciate that. Go ahead.
See,
sorry.
I was about to say, like, a 98. That's kind of insane. Has there ever been a 98 in history? Because I feel like there's just like way too many haters in this world where no game can ever be a 98.
There have been 90, but there's very few, like that's game of the generation.
This was I'm trying to tell you, for the amount this game was like that, and not many people know it. And the fact that, so mind you, let's take into account, right,
bro? But you're talking about a series that hasn't had a mainline game for two generations.
Let's talk. Wait. Hold on. Let's bring like a movie factor into this, right? Like, if we talk about Star Wars, right? Star Wars in the beginning had a very niche. Had a very niche following, right? Purchased by Disney, all of a sudden Star Wars explodes. It's this global phenomenon because it's generational, right? It's because these older heads have showed it to these new crop of kids. Now, mind you, we're older people now, right? We're adults now, right? We're adults who've already played this game, who have experienced
we played the older version of the game.
Exactly, we played the older version of the game. We already know how it is. We already know how it's going to play out. We knew this. We knew how big that frog is at the end. We know what that's about, right? So imagine like the excitement I felt when I saw this, and I'm not an Xbox guy. The excitement I felt when I saw this, the excitement that I have, and then I know I have a lot of little cousins, and some play PlayStation, some play Xbox. Now, when it comes to this thing right here, I'm gonna go to them like, yo, man, this game is amazing. This game was a game changer. Blah blah blah. This is one of those things you talk about, and then these kids are gonna play it. These kids are gonna, man, it's game changing. This is gonna be one of those things.
And listen, real quick, the last Fable 3, 2010. You gave them 10 years. You know this game is gonna be great.
Yeah. This game is gonna be. Look, I'm going out on a limb here. I'm a PlayStation guy. I'm sticking up my guns. 98.
All right,
said what I
said.
said.
Well, we gotta move on. We gotta move on. But before we move on to the next topic, I just want to point out some things real quick. You're saying 98, 99, 95. Okay.
I'm not saying 99. I said 98.
98. Okay. I just want to say Fable 3 got an 80 Metacritic. Fable 2 got what was it? It was like an 85 yet. Fable 2 for Xbox 360 got the highest one. It was an 89. And then Fable 1 got an 85. So what you're saying right now is that this is going to eclipse the series so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to my guns on this one.
Okay.
Yes. And it might be, and there might be some bias on this because I was deeply impacted by this game. This game was so great.
All right. Well, y'all, we'll see. I don't think it. I mean, I think we're a little bit too high on the nostalgia here, but
opinions are biased, and that's a biased opinion.
Hey, $, bring us back to the Xbox graphic real quick. I just want to make some notable mentions for some other games that were announced before we get to the PlayStation side. But yeah, I mean we're doing great so far. You got that up? All right. Yeah. So I just want to make some notable mentions for other games that we didn't show gameplay for. We have As Dusk Falls. This is the game that it looked very like freeze frame-ish, almost like a comic book. Like it would go from like one frame to another. It looked very like the art style looked like it was painted. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people I've talked to don't seem hyped for that game at all. I don't know if any of you guys remember this from the Xbox showing, but I mean, for me, it was a pass. But we'll see. It's by a studio called Interior Night. It's by someone who's the lead game designer at Quantic Dream. Which I love Quantic Dream, but this game didn't really do it for me. Anyone have any opinions on As Dusk Falls? Nope. Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty much. There was a game called The Gunk, which is a platformer. Did look interesting. Anyone have anything to say about The Gunk? I personally thought, it kind of gave me some Ratchet and Clank vibes, but
yeah, it gave me some Ratchet and Clank mixed with a little bit of Jak and Daxter in terms of like terrain.
Okay.
Man, yeah.
The Gunk, yeah, it looks interesting. That one's could be cool. We got Phantasy Star Online 2. I mean, geez, Xbox, you guys secured, very nostalgic game. Again, we can't be too high on nostalgia because we got to keep in mind. Look at Ghost of Tsushima, just came out, did fairly well, highest reviewed Metacritic game for this generation. So, sometimes we gotta lay off the nostalgia a little bit and look forward to new IPs that are coming out. But again, we'll see. Let me see if there's any other games. Tetris Effect, they had a trailer for that. Who cares? Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, really weird name, but if you're into Warhammer, that's coming out. I think we covered most of the big games. I know Destiny Beyond Light trailer was shown.
Hellblade 2.
Hellblade 2, yeah.
Yeah, they showed that earlier in the year, and again, we saw 24 frames per second CGI video. We'll see. I mean, that was a pretty big acquisition, Ninja Theory for Xbox. Any of you guys here played that game, the first one, Hellblade?
No.
I hear it's a really fun game, and the stuff they did with 3D audio was really interesting. With kind of like, because I think a lot of the games deals with kind of like mental illness, right, and schizophrenia, and the audio with the 3D audio in that game kind of like messes with you, and that's something I've been meaning to experience, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, and that's going to be something big going forward. At least I know with Sony, they're going balls to the wall with audio and trying to make the games more immersive. And then they announced Psychonauts 2. They announced Outer Worlds DLC. Tell me why. That looks straight up like a Telltale game, if that's what you're into. Some game called Balan Wonderland. Looks, AA indie game. They came out. Oh, they announced a Dragon Quest 11. I'm not a Dragon Quest fan, but I know it does very well on Nintendo platform. So there's that. They released a trailer for a game called Echo Generation, another AA. Exo Mecha, Hello Neighbor 2. Yeah, I mean, we saw like a trailer showing how like the Ori will be optimized for the Series X. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it on their side. Would I say they had a strong showcase so far? And we'll just kind of give everyone's, quick fire opinion on like all the games. I would say they did okay. A lot of these games announced, we don't have any idea when they're going to come out. So it's kind of hard to say like, okay, I'm excited for, Fable, but it's 3 to 4 years away. And Avowed, but we'll see what happens. Personally, I'm glad Microsoft, showed something for the next generation. Am I wowed? Do I think they gave me a reason to buy Xbox? Definitely not. Especially with Halo Infinite being delayed. But yeah, I mean, before we go to the PlayStation side, any guys have kind of like an overarching opinion on what Xbox has shown you so far? Anyone jump in?
Honestly, I'm pretty excited about just the Game Pass and what they're going to really revolutionize with that. They're opening up a huge window, and it's just going to give kids that sense of, I don't have to save up all my money and get this one game, and it might not be the best game, and then God forbid you got to go to GameStop because they're only going to give you like a $2 for it. So at the end of the day, it's just opening up a huge window of being able to explore and play more of games and just really get that immersive feeling that you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm a second that. Like you said earlier, Nova, Xbox is trying to be the Netflix of gaming, and Netflix changed the TV and movie industry by making all this content easily available and a lot cheaper than going to the movies or having to watch like lame network TV shows. And I think Xbox is gonna try to do the same thing with these games. They have all these studios. They're gonna pump out games, and maybe they're gonna change the gaming industry too. We'll see.
But to counter that point, if they're trying to be the Netflix of games, what's the point of the console? You get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, for their hardcore fans, for someone who doesn't want to play on a phone or on a PC. I mean,
yeah.
You buy it, you plug it in, and you're good.
But
yeah, I mean, it's just the business model they're going for. They want to move past physical sales. I mean, come on, who's buying games nowadays? The physical. I mean, you might get.
It worked. It worked for WWE when it came to their pay-per-view model. And you see a lot of people doing that too. UFC now the same way.
Yeah.
Especially with like ESPN Plus. You know what I mean? Like pay-per-view, like one pay-per-view.
But like at the same time, here the difference between Netflix and Xbox, at least right now, because they're starting this thing off. It's only been about a year or two. Is Netflix? They come out with some really good shows. You have your Ozarks, your Breaking Bads, et cetera, et cetera. But then you get a lot of filler, right? You get a lot of BS shows, stupid things, and some of these good series that they'll pay a lot of money to get in their service, like Friends, right? Which I'm sure did crazy numbers for them on Netflix. They're paying an arm and a leg just to get Friends on there, and then it leaves after a certain point in time.
But it helps that Xbox is owning, these studios, these very.
Yeah, of course, because those first party titles aren't going to leave the service at all.
Exactly. So it's kind of like when you think of Disney Plus, right? Disney Plus, they own Pixar, they own Marvel, they own Star Wars, they own all these, and they own Fox Cinema. So now you have all these things under that one umbrella, right? And you have to purchase the Disney Plus service in order for you to see all these things.
Well, here's my thing.
But I'm saying, go ahead.
What games are selling Game Pass?
None right now, but that's my thing. But certain studios, like for instance, Rare, like let's say Rare decided to do, and because we're hitting this era of nostalgia, right? And we're talking about like, a lot of games are being remastered. A lot of games are coming out again. Spyro, Crash, but with to the credit with Crash, to Crash's credit, it's coming. They're coming out with a new one now, following up the remaster. But who's to say that these studios that they purchased won't remaster like any of their hits? You get what I mean?
Yeah,
which can probably lead up to the next one.
Remasters versus like a new experience that just like things with a remaster, you kind of know what you're getting, right? And it could be an amazing remaster or not, but with an original IP, you don't know what to expect. You're almost like, oh shit, this was cool. I didn't even know it was cool until I just saw a trailer of it. So
I'm with you, but it's like I said, it goes the same with I
guess my point is it's too early to say whether Game Pass will really succeed or not until they have those banger titles, right? That are coming out day and date, and it's like, oh damn, you know what? I don't need to buy the new Halo because it's coming to Game Pass, and like Halo would be, in my opinion, the biggest reason to buy Game Pass, considering it's a good Halo game. But right now, there's not really anything there right now to maybe even make me want to pick a PC Game Pass. But
so maybe right now Microsoft is in this weird kind of purgatory in reference to like how are they going to move forward with that,
Yeah, but look at their competitor.
I understand.
So yeah, but we got to move on. Trip, and anything you have to say, just kind of like as a whole, how are you feeling? How confident are you feeling with Xbox? Are you kind of on the edge a little bit? Are you kind of like wait and see? Like how do you feel about them from what you've seen? Trip, you there?
Shit, my bad.
Oh, okay.
I think a good amount of it will stem off of Game Pass, but I feel like Game Pass is starting to pick up. I mean, I just recently signed up for it, and there's a whole rack of games on there that I wanted to play that I just never went and copped because I didn't want to take a chance on it. And now I can. I think that's pretty legit.
Okay.
Like earlier, yeah, I don't mind waiting for games to get done right. That doesn't affect me too much. I mean, it's all about Halo, bro.
Yeah. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, as Mooch. Okay. Well, we'll move on now to PlayStation and look at some of those AAA bangers I was talking about. All right. So, as you can see on the screen, we got a couple different studios on here. Hey, Mooch is in the chat. Yo, shout out to you, Mooch. He said, "What's good, Insomniacs Podcast? Appreciate you for stopping by, bro. You get to see it in action finally. Shout out to Mooch. I produce a podcast for him and the Crap Gamer. It alternates from week to week, but yeah, we have really great discussions every Sunday at 11. We do it, so make sure to check them out too. To start off, we got the most anticipated PS5 game as of right now, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I mean, whew. Now it's time to take the ball in our court, guys. Yes, this game looks amazing. There's a lot of chat is this a full game or not? Is this DLC? We know for a fact this is its own thing. Some of the assets might be the same, but they're up-res. They're specifically being made for the PS5, right? And I mean, just from what you're looking at, we know that the Spider-Man on PS4 sold gangbusters. I mean, it did crazy numbers. It beat God of War's previous record, or it might have been Horizon Zero Dawn. Either way, this game, everyone's hyped for it. not one person I talked to is not like, oh my god, I need to get this. As you can see on the screen, PlayStation exclusive. It's not going anywhere else for a long time, guys. Even you PC guys, it'll be a couple years before you guys get to play this. Just saying. I'm gonna start it off with Kuhan. I mean,
man, go ahead. Man, have I been waiting? Have I been waiting? Because man, this game is gonna be great. This is gonna be one of those follow-ups that are not gonna disappoint. It's its own standalone game. It's beautiful. I mean, and apparently it's gonna utilize, it's going to be maxed out. It's going to utilize all the capabilities for the PS5. It's going to possibly run at 60 FPS, and I'm all about it, man. Bring it on. That's all. I mean, look at it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's stunning. Look at them. That's great. That's great. The story's going to be intricate. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see how they go with the origin story. Most of you probably don't know, I'm a huge comic book fan. So this one hits very close to home. So I really want to see what they're going to do. This is obviously the first interpretation of Miles Morales, who's very new to the comic book universe, and like the mainstream appeal is there. So I have no doubt this game is going to be a hit. How they're going to play the story is what I'm curious about. Is it going to do right by the comic?
All right, we'll see. I'm sure they'll have their own story, somewhat related to the comics. Kind of like the original Spider-Man PS4. It had a little bit of everything. The world showed a lot of these references. You had the Avengers Tower. They had I guess you'd say mansion for Doctor Strange, and a lot of little references. So yeah, Dualsense, what do you got to say about this?
And yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. Like when I played the Spider-Man for PS4, it was pretty good. I love swinging around. Like the whole swinging mechanic was so smooth, and it was just kind of like you can just kind of like relax and kind of like empty your mind and swing around New York City. And it was just pure fun to do that. I'm liking all these new abilities. So it seems like he has like a lot of the same abilities as like the Peter Parker Spider-Man, but he has all these like unique abilities. So I feel like that's gonna add a whole new mechanic to the gameplay, and I just can't wait to see what they do with it.
Same, man, same. So that being said, I want to ask our resident Xbox guys here. We'll start off with Trip. What does this look like to you? Like, how does this give you any excitement for? Hey, that looks pretty good over there. Like, how do you feel seeing this right here?
I mean, it looks really good, but it doesn't scream, hey, you should get a PlayStation. It's like
this makes me want to get a PlayStation.
I mean, it looks fire. Don't get me wrong. Last Spider-Man game I played was a lot of fun. But games like that, I feel like get pretty repetitive because there's only so much you can do.
Have you played the Spider-Man PS4?
No.
All right, well, we're going to make that happen pretty soon.
You don't even go here, Trip.
Hey, CC, what do you think? Is this something that piques your interest a little bit? I mean, come on, it's Spider-Man, man. This is a household name, household franchise.
All right, well, if you really want to know what I think, this isn't the first time Sony tried to destroy the Marvel franchise. So I mean, if we're really about to take jabs here, this is probably the only reason why they're still battling with Disney is so they could have this game. Come on, just give it to Disney.
Nah. They're gonna milk this forever. Trust me. All right. Well,
yeah, they're never gonna milk this IP.
All they get is a jab for me.
Admit it right now, CC. You want this game?
I do not. This will be all. What I envision this game is press X, press Y.
You clearly never played
the
man, I'm not really doing shit.
You think this is a beat 'em up?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. It's fine.
Ye of little faith, child. Ye of little faith.
Don't worry. I'm very soon. I'm gonna have Trip and CC playing the OG Spider-Man so they can repent for the sins they've said today. But
it low-key is a beat 'em up.
How dare you? How dare you, sir?
I mean,
How dare you?
we can only go so far being the same guy doing the same things. Maybe a few new movements, a few new cool little moves, camera tricks, and then same game.
All right, I'll just say this: if you guys see Spider-Man PS4 running on a 4K HDR TV, you guys would be singing a different tune right now. I'll just leave it at that. The game broke PlayStation numbers for IP sold. I mean, we don't have to go into the original because, I mean, anyone listening, if you know about the original Spider-Man game, you know how much of a massive success that was for Sony. So, yeah, I think this is just going to continue the momentum for this series and, you know, for PlayStation. I mean, this is the game everyone's looking forward to getting at Christmas. You know, we all know they're not gonna be Halo. Yeah, people are gonna be picking this up like crazy. Like, we know, I can tell you right now, the adoption rate's probably not gonna be as crazy just because it's coming out in the beginning, you know, of the console generation. But trust me, lifetime sales for this game are it's gonna be insane. But let's move on to the next game we got on the list.
Yeah. So next game is Demon Souls.
Oh, Demon Souls. So from what we all know, Demon Souls, exclusive PlayStation PS3 title, you know, made by the legendary From Software. And this game's being remade by Blue Point in Japan Studios, which, I mean, we all know Blue Point, they're the king of remasters. No one can remaster a game like Blue Point. They'll take your old game and they'll just shine it to a level that, you know, is rarely seen by other developers nowadays. So this is a complete remake of the Demon Souls franchise, which sparked off the Dark Souls franchise and then Bloodborne and then all the copy games that followed after that. So this game right here, I mean, you're getting a Souls game. What they're saying might even be launched. So, yeah, sorry, another W right here. This game looks sick. If you played Souls games, you know what to expect. You can see the giant knight on the screen right now. I mean, this is.
Yeah.
I can't even put into words how excited I am to play.
And apparently this is going to be one of the games that's going to, like, you know, give you full capability of like what the Dualsense can do, the Dualsense controller can do, you know, as far as like the adaptive triggers, the haptic feedback.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Apparently it's reported that the combat's going to feel a little grittier, darker, maybe deadlier.
Yeah.
We'll see, man.
Dualsense, you got anything to say about this right here?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite PS4 game of all time is Bloodborne, and Japan Studios worked with it with From Software, and now they're teaming up with Blue Point to make this game. So I have so much faith in them to like really knock this game out. Maybe this becomes my favorite PS5 game of all time. Who knows?
I'm thinking 90 meta right here.
90 meta? Yeah, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. I think what's gonna, you know, as far even as aside from maybe the story and the gameplay, I think what's gonna really set it apart is what you can do. That you're gonna get the full features of the controller itself, and I think that's really gonna be one of the key features in that game. But also, shout out Saltiest Gaming.
Salty in here?
Yeah, Salty in the chat, bro. I'm here because Willie shared the podcast on Twitter, man. I appreciate you showing up, bro.
Yo, shout out there. Thank you,
shout out. Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys. Also, shout out Mr. Woodcock, who says, "Go home, Trip."
Oh, shout out to you. Yeah, go home. These guys don't know about Spider-Man.
I don't know about having friends play multiplayer games. That's why you don't have single player games. I understand. I mean, one day you'll have friends, and you can come in the box. But until then, you can enjoy these single player games, and then you can talk about it.
You know what I want to say? Slat Danny, I saw you see. It says must get old playing Halo. You know.
Ooh.
This, I want to say this really quick. This is what it's like playing a PlayStation. Playing this PlayStation is like masturbating. Eventually, you're just gonna get tired of doing it, and you can look at so much of the same stuff, and then You're done. You know,
Right?
Xbox, it's more like having sex. You have fun every time you do it. All right.
Even when you're getting fried, you're having too
for
much
this one.
fun.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. That was a great analogy. I didn't like the example, but the analogy itself, man.
Money.
Okay, I just want to say something to everyone listening in. I apologize for those comments. Apparently, it's very apparent that you know, these Xbox guys, all they play is multiplayer. They don't even support their own games. I mean,
single player games, because we have friends, bro. We got to play with our people.
You guys have friends, but you guys
ain't got time for all this.
You guys are playing
Single player games.
Andy, I just spelled out the analogy for you. Come on, bro.
I mean,
Can I just say something real quick? Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Death Stranding, Bloodborne, Uncharted 4, God of War,
a lot
Spider-Man.
of lonely people.
A
lot of people they ain't got friends. There's a whole fuck ton of them out there.
You just
That's
named
wow, bro. These
Shit
numbers
list.
prove it.
Xbox has no games that can compete with anything. So I'm gonna leave y'all like that. Oh yeah,
We could pull up the Metacritic scores, but I'll leave that for another day.
And to get into it, because Joseph, I don't know who that is. But PC, I know you're a big fan of VR, which was at some point coming to Xbox One X, right? About 2 years after the announcement, and then they canned that. You can't trust Phil.
I've actually done this whole podcast in VR, just so you guys know. It's lit.
Slat Dandy saying, "What you talking about, bro?" You see, they know that they don't know what they're talking about. Anyways, let's move on to the next game. You know, forgive them for they do not know their sins. Let's go on. What do we got next?
Next game is the new Resident Evil game.
Oh yeah. I don't know if these Xbox guys need friends all the time to play with. They're too scared to play Resident Evil.
You know what we can play on the PlayStation with our friends that you guys can't? Fall Guys, available on PlayStation. And
yeah,
PC.
Fall Guys is doing really good right now. Yeah, you guys should check it out.
That wasn't very convincing.
Nova, have you downloaded it?
I'm not too sure about that.
1.5 million players in less than 24 hours upon launch.
Yeah, and
that's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
That's good numbers. Some really good numbers. Can't lie.
I'll pull up the. You know, I'm a stats man. I'll pull up the stats, bro.
Let's get back to the topic a little bit, though, guys. So we got Resident Evil Village. I believe this is 8, right? Resident Evil 8 Village. I mean, I'll just say I played. Wait, is this 8? Am I tripping?
I think it's just Resident Evil Village.
Okay. Well, anyways, the most recent entry into the Resident Evil. I think you're right. So Resident Evil 7, I believe.
Oh no, you're right. It is 8. The VILL did a little trick there to make it an 8.
It is 8. Okay.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil 7, if anyone has played that on VR, you know that's the most terrifying experience to probably play in a video game.
Yes.
I've yelled, throw the control. I mean, rip the headset off my head. It is terrifying. And yeah, that just set the bar. I mean, with these past 2 Resident Evil remakes that have done really well, I got nothing but high hopes. And you know what? Like, Capcom, they're kind of coming back. I mean, I saw y'all with that Onimusha remake. I love Onimusha. Yeah, they're doing the right things over there. Which I'm happy because for a while, you know, they weren't doing much at Capcom. But yeah, they've definitely are putting their foot on the pedal and you know, doing their thing when it comes to games. Any of you guys have anything to say about Resident Evil? I don't know if any of you guys play it. I'm not sure we talked about that before.
Don't play it, but if they have a VR version of the game, I've been getting really deep into it, so I think that'd be really cool, and that'd definitely be an experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Resident Evil's always had I've always liked Resident Evil. It's just the franchise alone. Yeah, like you said, when being younger, playing the games, getting all scared, that was amazing. And I was on fucking N64 getting scared. So like with these new graphics and storylines that they can maybe be pulling, like It looks like it'll be fire. Honestly, that's probably the only one of the few single player games I'd be like, yeah, that's fine, just because it'll give me a nice scare.
The only downside I had with like the Resident Evil VR was like that I still had to use the controller to play it.
Versus
versus like the actual like VR controllers. Hopefully, if we do get another Resident Evil VR, man, with the VR 2.0 coming out, oh my goodness, I just hope I actually get to like move my body and move my arms.
Yeah, Dualsense, anything think about picking this up?
Yeah, I mean, I played like the original Resident Evil on PC when I was like way too young, and I like put it down and like never play the Resident Evil game again. But now that I'm more into horror games, I'm definitely checking this out.
Yeah, I remember like one of my earlier gaming memories. I remember watching my brother play the original Resident Evil on my PS1, and I was just like, I can't play that game. But even though he had a Genesis and I had a PS1, I remember playing it. We rented it, Blockbuster back then.
R.I.P.
2 I started playing, and then 3 Nemesis is when I really got into very amazing game. Let's move on to the next game. What we got over here?
Ooh, next game. Next game is Deathloop. This game looks pretty tight.
Deathloop. Okay.
Let's do this. I'm too familiar with this one.
Interesting looking game. Deathloop. New IP completely. Is this the one? This one, Deathloop just got.
It just got delayed.
Got delayed. So this one, Deathloop is by Arcane. Same people who make Batman, the Batman series. It's an interesting looking game. This one recently, people have been talking about it that. Deathloop. So there's a mechanic in the game where they use the Dualsense controller, and if your gun gets jammed, you actually physically can't pull the trigger. So it's really interesting. And that just kind of shows you next gen immersiveness. How do they make, bring you more into the game, right? If you're trying to press the trigger and you can't, and your gun's not shooting, you're gonna be like, damn, I need to unjam it or do something. So it kind of brings the digital world into the physical, So this gives me very much what is the game I'm thinking of? Dishonored. Yes, that was it. This straight Dishonored vibes to me, and looks like there's some type of like time mechanic where you restart the loop. I mean, this game I'm very interested in. What do you guys think? We'll start with CC this time. What do you think about this game?
Honestly, just looking at it, it seems interesting. I don't know. It definitely looks fun. Don't think this would be the one that's driving me to get the PlayStation, but
it should.
I could definitely see myself watching someone play this for like a long time and just like forget that I'm just watching someone play a game.
Okay.
But just to hear how they are trying to bring that immersiveness with the controller at the same time, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, that is next step. Obviously, it's not mind-blowing to me, but it's cool.
I mean, if the developers take advantage of it, I mean, that's what's most important. Like we talked in the pre-show earlier, how the 6-axis controller with the PS3. Initially a lot of games use that feature, but towards the end of the generation, it was pretty much extinct. So, Trip, any thoughts about this game? I know you said it looked like Dishonored.
I mean, that's another single player game I really fucked with hard. But I've always loved the stealth games.
I'm starting to hear a lot of single player games you
play. All stealth. All stealth.
Okay.
You didn't have friends? You didn't have any friends?
They were busy. They're busy playing fucking Call of Duty's whack ass shit. But no, yeah, this game's like, this looks like something. If I did cop a PlayStation, I would absolutely get this, just because it looks like supernatural powers, plus looks like there's different ways you can play the game. You can play quiet or you can play loud, and games like that always pique my interest.
Yeah, giving you the option to have different play styles.
It's all about manipulating the game as many different ways as you can, and games like that give you a lot of options.
Yep. $, something you looking forward to?
Oh, most definitely. I just love how fast paced the game is, and like it is because it is Deathloop. It does seem very forgiving. So like, I can just try to be like real stylish, like pop off all these like flick shots and stuff. And if I do die, I'll just like reverse time and start again. And I can like continuously play the game like real fast paced, twitchy, and just kind of like that kind of style. And I just can't wait.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, this looks promising. Cool Hand, you got your opinion off?
Yeah, man, I'm very disappointed that this game got delayed. I was really much looking forward to this one. I was highly invested. Like I said, it's the immersiveness that I'm going to be able to get with this. What I'm actually going to be looking forward to is like when the guns get jammed, the people who don't know that it's the controller doing it, at the same time, they're probably going to think that their controller broke. That's going to be hilarious. I can't wait to see those like YouTube videos. Those are, yeah, right. Like breaking their controllers. Man. Yeah, there's going to be so many cool things. The features, the gameplay looks immersive. I'm really excited. I don't know, man, this looks like this might end up having an online feature as well. And I would like to see how that looks, come time when it does get to that point. Yeah, man, I'm just bummed out that this game didn't come out. I really did like the late 60s, early 70s mod style presentation that they had for this game. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I think we all got our thoughts off. Let's move on to the next game. What we got here, Dualsense?
All right, next one is Project Athia, the untitled game from Square Enix.
So this one right here, this game, I think, was one of the most impressive games that Sony has showed. Mm-hmm. And coming off the heels of Final Fantasy VII Remake, I mean, this is new. We don't know. This could be Final Fantasy 16 for all we know. This could be a completely new title. We know you play as a female protagonist. I mean, just looking at the gameplay, it does show little bits and pieces of gameplay. The world, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but the little gameplay we do see really piques my interest. I mean, just take a look at the stream, guys. I mean, you got power. I mean, this is pure Square Enix AAA. Again,
that dragon. Yeah, that has
the name Project in it. We know that this is a good ways away, and it won't be around for a while. But the fact that it's, as you can see, designed for PlayStation 5. Again, this is a reason why I'd buy a PlayStation. You have something that it's designed for the system, meaning it's most likely optimized. Now, I'm not saying this is not going to come to PC or Xbox. It very well could, but from what I'm seeing, it looks extremely promising. What do you guys think? I mean, it's still early on.
Yeah, I mean, I recently played through Final Fantasy 15, and that game uses the Luminous engine. And the fact that they named the team building this game Luminous Productions, I'm assuming it's going to be the same team that built Final Fantasy 15. I mean, on launch, that game did have issues, but after they dropped the Royal Edition, the game actually became pretty fun. So I think they're just going to build off the success there, and this game's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it looks it looks incredible. I mean, just when you see the clouds going over the mountain, I mean, that looks crazy. CC, any thoughts from just looking at this trailer a couple times?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that dragon just keeps catching my eye. Like, that thing looks so sick.
Does it catch your eye enough to buy one?
Never. But, but I like how fast paced it looks. Like when you saw him jumping over those rocks, that's interesting. You don't really see that type of gameplay too often. So that just seemed interesting to me, and to have some dragon type of creatures in there. I like dragons. That's what brought me to Skyrim. So, it just seems like it's going to be a world full of mystery that you never know what's going to be lurking around that next corner. So that's what's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. Trip, what do you think?
Actually, it does look really cool, because at first I was thinking, oh, here we go, another same game, but It actually looks a little different. Like the abilities, the movement looks like it allows you to manipulate the game in various ways that that I don't know. It seems like you can do a lot. I like that. That makes me happy.
Is it just me, or when you see her with that cape, kind of doing that little force? I guess you would say.
Yeah, that little force push, or whatever she was doing.
I don't know if any of you guys watch anime, but doesn't that kind of give you a little bit of Tetsuo Akira vibes? Any of you guys know about Akira?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I just for a second I saw that. I just saw him like crushing people, but cool hand. What do you think about this game, man?
I am looking forward very much to see the maximum capabilities that this is going to basically endure. I guarantee you we're going to get like the 60 FPS, like, man, we're going to get the maximum refresh rate on this game. Like, it's going to look beautiful. The gameplay looks amazing. I do definitely get the Tetsuo Akira vibes, like, now that you mention it. Like CC said, man, the movement feature, and just right on time, like the movement feature when it's jumping over rocks, it just looks visually stunning, man. That dragon does get me. I already know CC is going to be getting a PlayStation after this. It's great. It's great.
Well,
you're having a nightmare.
I'm having a nightmare.
That's a tall order.
It's a beautiful dream. I have a dream that one day CC and iTrip will join together and get PlayStation.
So check this out. The one thing that was pulling me to get a PlayStation before was the VR, and now I have the Oculus, which is Microsoft. So you know what? I'm just the whole done package deal over here.
Do you want to see the sales numbers for that?
Trust me, I'm having fun with my multiplayer friends.
Shout out to Arnett in the chat. She says, "I wish Resistance could make a comeback / remaster though." Funny thing, on Twitter, Insomniac is not us, the developer Insomniac. They're doing a lot of stuff. They're posting a lot of pictures of some old games, and I don't even know if we have time to even get to this topic later, but because the show's been running, we're almost at our 2-hour mark. So I'm gonna have to hold some of these topics for next week. But there's a good chance. There's a lot of rumors floating around right now that there's another big IP that's going to be released, and it's an older IP of Sony's that they're bringing out of the grave to for a new audience, younger audience. So that very well could be one of them. People are hoping for SOCOM as well.
I got my heart on Sly Cooper.
Yeah,
I love Sly Cooper.
Cool.
I mean, there's a couple ones they can pull at the back. I mean, they can pull another Jack game. I mean, there's so many possibilities. And if you go back from the back catalog from PS1 and PS2 to even PS3, I mean,
give me another Get Rich or Die Trying.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Give me another 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
On the next game.
All right, next game is Ratchet and Clank: A Rift in Time, or Rift Apart. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you guys want to talk ray tracing? You want to talk SSD speeds? This is the game right here. As you can see in the graphic, Ratchet and Clank, one of the most Insomniac games. We made them.
Yeah.
So this franchise is one of the most successful franchises of all time. Of course, it does span multiple games over multiple consoles, but this game right here is it's the next gen version of it. It's the next evolution in the Ratchet and Clank series. We've been hearing a lot of talk about how they utilize the solid state drive, which is a huge selling point for the PlayStation 5. Obviously, we know for PlayStation, it's going to be. I mean, I'm sorry, for Xbox, it's going to be their 52 CUs and their 12 teraflops of power, whatever that amounts to. And then on PlayStation side, they're banking on this SSD and some other custom architecture. But you'll see some scenes from this gameplay where you see him going from one world to the next world. they're only able to do that because the SSD is loading so fast that it's able to, pre-render these new worlds instantly, and something we do know is that there'll be virtually no waiting times on the PS5. Xbox, not too clear, but I wouldn't expect it to be too much far behind. I don't know about instant, but that's something to be said and seen. So yeah, I mean, I know. Sorry, again, names. I don't know why I can't remember your name, even though we're homies. $. I know you're a big Ratchet and Clank fan. Sorry, we're almost on 2 hours of this episode.
Botch Mania.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So I've grown up on Ratchet and Clank, one of my favorite series. I love the gunplay, the strafing around and shooting, the dodging the bullets, all the unique guns, the Sheepinator, the gun that makes everyone dance, like freezing people. This game also takes advantage of the new DualSense controller where you can feel the bullets load. So let's say you have a double barrel shotgun. As you pull the trigger, you'll feel the clicks of it loading up each bullet. So you could, feel it click once and you can shoot one shot from your shotgun, or just feel it click twice and do 2 shots from your shotgun from the triggers. So I think that's pretty cool. It might be pretty immersive, and I'm sure other guns will also use those haptics on the triggers. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. And also the graphics are just amazing.
Nice. On the Xbox side, any guys looking forward to this, or just kind of
For me, I never really played any of them, to be honest. I never really got the chance to get into them, so I don't know how amazing it can be. But with the gameplay, I mean, it does look pretty cool. It looks pretty seamless. It's flawless. You're just bouncing into these new worlds, which is cool.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's going to be worth playing. I just never got the chance to truly get into it and truly love the game.
Okay, well, maybe it's something to look forward to once the next gen arrives. Yeah, and like you said, and I think it's very important, especially at the start of a generation, for Sony or Microsoft to like come out with a game that's saying, hey, this game right here that you're seeing is not possible on any other system like this right here. They're taking advantage of the SSD speed, saying, for example, for this game to run on PC, you need to have a top of the line SSD hard drive, and from what we know, they don't even make, at least at launch, they won't have anything on the market as fast as the PlayStation SSD. So that will be interesting. And on the contrary, I want to see something that Microsoft puts out that it's like, okay, you see these techniques, you see, we designed this game to be played on the Xbox Series X, and it will not play. You can't play this on an old Xbox. The game is designed to take advantage of the new features of this console. So I definitely want to see more of that. But Trip, does this pique your interest at all, or not really?
I mean, it looks cool. It's visually stunning. I mean, one of y'all's classics, but I mean, it's not making me run to get a PlayStation, but it looks pretty cool. Looks enjoyable.
If you did have a PlayStation, maybe something you'd pick up?
Yeah, it looks like something I could pick up. It looks like you can manipulate the game pretty. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
I'd pick it up.
You have an arsenal of weapons that upgrade as you play, and it's a game where it has really fun progression, and it never feels like you have to grind or anything. It's kind of like, oh, well, I'm at this part, get a better gun. As you can see, there's like the weapon wheel and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't we get to yet? Cool Hand, did we talk to you?
We didn't get me yet, but here we go. Man, you guys, I'm gonna tell you this right now. iTrip and CC, you guys are persistent. You guys are really sticking to your guns on this. You're half smart. I'll tell you for this one. I'm looking forward to this. This is definitely pick up when it first comes out. Man, the fact that like I guarantee you I'm not gonna have to endure a loading screen. It's music to my ears. It's bene. It's beautiful, man. man, like this is great. I'm very excited to see like the new features that are gonna. Yeah, I'm excited to see the new features in this game. Also, man, I'm maybe I don't know if there's gonna be like with the last, a different Ratchet looking character. Maybe we'll get a co-op mode of some sort. I don't know, man. Like we'll see. This game is definitely interesting. I like the fact that it's going to be using the maximum. It's going to max out the capabilities of the PlayStation 5. That's really what I'm looking forward to in this next gen. And I like that that's going to be the trend, especially for PlayStation. Hopefully Xbox does the same thing. We don't know. But as of right now, that looks like the upward trend for PlayStation right now. So, this is hopefully that keeps going with newer IPs and games going forward. But man, this is something. Again, it's stunning. It's vibrant. I'm all for it.
All right, we're cutting it close on the time, so let's move on. What else we got here?
So
let's talk about this.
So next game is Godfall.
Okay, I know this one has some mixed feelings. I've been seeing on Twitter some people are just like trash. Some people are like, I'll pick it up. But so far the consensus seems kind of like split. Like it's something that they want to pick up, or it's a complete. This is a launch game that sucks. That just another tale of a launch game that we're used to having launch games, no matter the system, that aren't too good unless you're a Nintendo, of course. But yeah, I mean this game. Again, I'm not sold on it completely. The combat looks interesting. I don't know too much about it. I'm not gonna say I don't know too much about it. I don't see anything that really, really draws me. But this is gonna be more of a wait and see title for me. Not really. It's like a hack and slash hero game. I'm not sure if you choose different characters, if you're the same person. Yeah, I'll let someone else have a take on it. Trip, does this seem like something you'd play? I mean,
this looks like every other PlayStation game.
Again.
Oh my God.
I mean, like, for real.
All right, so not too much to say about it. Like a generic PlayStation game. That's fine. And I would say a lot of PlayStation guys would agree with you on it too,
yeah.
So, not every game checks all our boxes. What about you, CC? What do you think about this?
What the hell is this? Honestly, like, this looks like you're just button mashing X, Y.
And usually Gearbox got fire, but
yeah, this is just like square, circle. That's all that seems like that's going to be to me. So for me, that's definitely this is a flop for me, 100%.
I'm fairly sure this will be a multiplayer, by the way. So
the multiplayer aspect that might intrigue me, but again, it's like, what are you going to really do with this besides fighting a bunch of monsters, I guess, together? But
you can't have it both ways.
It's probably going to be PvE. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. You can't call that multiplayer. That's co-op.
Yeah, if it's going to be PvE, I mean,
you had that one in the chamber, didn't you?
I mean, that's good. You guys kept it in the chamber. You refusal to make real multiplayer games.
So we'll just do some quick takes real quick because we're running short on time. I want to get through some of these other games. Cool Hand Cruise. Thoughts on the game?
You know what? As much as I hate it, I'll have to agree with these two guys.
Yeah.
I mean, from watching the original gameplay for this game when they dropped it, when PlayStation did their showcase, I swear to God, I was gonna blow my brains out if I saw another spinning sword move again. Like they were talking about the intricate combat feature. I didn't see it. If this looks like a Destiny with swords, and I'm kind of good with that. I'm not even on wait and see. I'm just on this just isn't my cup of tea.
This is from the same developer as Borderlands, so I'm sure we can expect some of those like looter type games, except it's not a shooter, obviously. All right, well let's kind of move on. Dualsense, any last thoughts on this before we move on?
Yeah, man, this looks like your stereotypical launch title.
Yeah,
it's just very forgettable game.
Okay.
Yes. Hard miss.
Sounds like we're all on the same page about this one. It's probably going to be like a mid to low 70s meta. In my
50s.
Yeah, I said 65 to be generous.
Oh, this is 50s. I would say this looks better than most games on Game Pass. But next game, let's go.
Damn.
All right.
Do we have a
Played while you're in there?
Drop one of Clue's bombs.
I mean, this or Battletoads. Come on. I'll play this for 100 hours before I touch Battletoads. What game we got up here?
Gran Turismo 7.
Gran Turismo 7. Okay, so this is the game right here. It's going to be going head to head Forza. But before my Xbox guys try to come here and trash this, I would say let's wait and see. The graphics on this look, I would say, just as good as Forza. I don't want to say better because we're not pixel peeping here. This game for a fact has ray tracing on glass surfaces, as you can see how amazing it looks. When it comes to racing games, for me, I think this is the first time in a long time where you have a full Gran Turismo game, which probably has a bunch of cars. Whereas, if you guys know, for the PS4 Gran Turismo Sport, it started off very limited. They added content. It just wasn't that good. So this is kind of like their chance right here to rebrand it and really put it up against Forza to see who will be who will have the ultimate driving simulator. Gran Turismo's always been known for a game that's super realistic. It's a complete simulator. I mean, they simulate traction, weather, everything, damper. They try to make it as realistic as possible. So I'm not going to go ahead and say, it's Gran Turismo. You know what the gameplay is going to be like. It probably will be similar to Forza in that aspect, but for me at least, I want to just wait and see. Well, I want to see them both come out and just see, okay, what do people think? I do like from what I'm looking at right now, they still have the the customization features where you get real parts that you can put in your car. I'm sure CC would appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. Again, with racing games or simulators, you kind of just have to see and wait till it comes out to see if you'll really enjoy it or not. But CC, since I did mention you, I know you're a car guy. What do you think?
Yeah, like you said, honestly, I just like they showed a quick scene with the dude selecting some coilovers for his car, just to drop it down a little bit. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited to see, what range of vehicles they do bring in and the customizations that you can actually do. And seeing the improvement and seeing if those really do correlate pretty well to real life. Just because I have a pretty modified car, so I kind of know what it's like to go from stock into modified and upgrading it. So I would love to see if they really do bring in that realism and, lowering the springs. How much is it gonna, improve your handling? Like, will you feel a difference from, those little upgrades, or will you not? Because, in the real world, you are going to feel a huge drastic change from putting in, say, something like coilovers or something like that. So,
okay. So would you agree that basically like wait and see, let's see how this stacks up against Forza?
Yeah, I think it's going to stack up pretty well, to be honest. We'll see about graphics, but I think that's going to be what it comes down to, is the kind of like the nitty gritty gameplay of it. Is like, what can you do that's different in these games? Are you going to have more customizable parts or more customizable body parts? Like, it just depends.
Okay. Anyone got Trip? It does seem like something. I mean, it's a racing simulator. So
yeah, honestly, I hope it does well. Because Gran Turismo used to be like the official ultimate racing game, and like Forza snatched that shit away quick and held that shit away for a long time. But I do hope Gran Turismo does very well, just because it's the OG, and it'll force Forza to go back and forth, and they'll just be making their games nastier and nastier, and that's gonna. I like that. So
it makes for a better competition.
Exactly, and I hope, because I'm not gonna lie. I used to go to my cousins excited to play some fucking Gran Turismo. God, did I used to love that. And then until we got Forza, it was like, all right, I didn't even think Gran Turismo was around anymore, but yeah, I hope this does well, because yeah, it's gonna push the limits in racing games.
Yep. $, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that big into racing games, but I'm kind of curious to see how like the DualSense plays with like the paddle shifters and whatnot when you're actually driving and stuff.
That's a good
point.
take.
Yeah. Cool hand. Any thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, I'm with C $ on this one, and I agree with CC. It's gonna come down to personal preference in this game. Me personally, I'm not too big on racing games, but like $, said, I'm very interested to see what the DualSense does do. But that's not saying that I'm gonna buy this game. So,
okay,
yeah,
fair enough. All right, let's move on.
All right, how about you, Nova?
Yeah.
Oh, this is day one purchase for me. Oh, so I maybe I didn't get my take. Yeah, that's I've always been I'll tell you this. My very first PlayStation 2 game was Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, and being a broke 10-year-old, I played that game religiously until I got whatever next game. But yeah, I mean, I was never really, actually, to be honest, that game got me into cars, and from there I picked up the Need Speed Underground 2s and those sort of games. But as in terms of realism, I mean, yeah, 2, 3, 4 especially. I mean, 4 had over 1,000 cars, or just under, which was just insane for that time. Like, you have all these games, you simulate the physics, the interiors, and then just seeing where they've gone. I think they've definitely dropped the ball this current gen, but I'm excited to see where they take it. I mean, we all know Gran Turismo is one of the most successful gaming franchises in history. I mean, that's undeniable. The sales on these games, stacked up, it's just insane. But yeah, I'm definitely getting it. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. What we got coming up, C $.
All right, so this is our last PS5 game. It is Horizon Forbidden West.
Ooh, okay. One thing before you switch it, take note, Xbox guys. This is what next generation looks like right here, which you're about to experience.
And you're welcome, PC, because you guys finally get to play Horizon.
Oh yeah, you guys get to play the old original one as of last week.
I heard that was a bad port.
Oh, horrible port, which was one of our topics that we were going to get to, but we wanted to make sure for the first episode, at least we want to get everyone up to speed who's watching, the big games from their showcases. That way everyone, we just kind of get everyone acclimated. Next week, we're definitely going to go more into like current news topics versus just giving our takes on these games. We will do a format like this as, more events, more trailers come out. But yeah, this game right here, just look at that. Look at the crabs. Look at the graphics. I mean, across the board, no matter what side you're on, what people are saying about the looks of this game in terms of graphics, this is literally a next generation game. This game is not coming out on PS4. It's not coming out on anything except PS5. And yeah, this is what makes me excited as a gamer. Seeing games that truly take advantage of the hardware. I mean, this game is going to be not only optimized for the PS5, but just look at it. It looks like a masterpiece. If you played the original, you know how much of a good game that was, and super low key. People didn't know what to expect originally, but it turned out to be a massive hit. It was a sleeper, and just seeing what this game looks like, it blows my mind, and everyone else who's seen this game, it blows their minds too. I mean, the physics, the graphics, it doesn't get too much better than this in terms of gaming right now. I mean, this looks better than a PC game. With all that being said, you guys can tell I'm extremely excited for this. I think this is really going to be the first game that I've seen so far that's going to really introduce everyone into like real next gen graphics. And with that being said, I actually want to hit the C $. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I kind of got bored of the first Horizon halfway through. I never finished it. I mean, because the game was too easy for real. But I
Wow.
mean, I
Well,
want to check it out again. I want to play the DLC, give it another chance, and then maybe get hyped for this game.
Okay, but real question: how are you going to say the game was too easy, but you didn't beat it? Because you know the enemies only get harder as you progress.
Because I like explored pretty far and like defeated the dinosaur, and I heard that like the T-Rex dude. I heard that's the hardest guy, and I was like, this game's easy. I'm done.
Whatever. Did you fight the big bird one? It's like the humongous like hawk, a mechanical hawk. Look at this. You got like
I think so. I beat the T-Rex, and I heard that was the hardest dinosaur, and I beat him pretty early on. So after that, I was like, I beat this game.
nah. The story is actually pretty good. I mean, it fell flat for some people, but if you make it to the very end, it has a really great payoff. Okay. Well, cool hand. Did you play it? First of all, did you play the first one?
I played bits of the first one. I never purchased the first one. I borrowed it from a friend, and man, for the limited time that I did have it, it was really fun. But then I started playing God of War, and then I was like, forget this game.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
But are you looking forward to this? I mean,
I'm actually looking forward to it. Actually, I gotta play the first. My plan is to get the first one before this one comes out. And I want to get it. I want to get it like a month before, so I can finish that and then go right into this one.
Yeah, and more than likely you'll be able to play the original on PS5.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be one of those games. Hopefully, that's gonna be backwards compatible, like with the fullest extent.
Yeah,
let me.
How they do with they're doing Spider-Man, where like if you buy Miles Morales, it comes with the original Spider-Man
Really?
for the PS5.
Oh
whoa! I didn't know. Wow, this is the first time hearing that. Wow.
Yeah. So
Dang,
hopefully they do that for this game too.
You learn something new every day.
All right, to our Xbox guys, who are going to be touting the world's most powerful console in about 2-3 months. I will tell you right now, and I'm sorry to say this, I don't care how powerful your console is. There is not one game we've seen on that side that looks like them. I'm just saying. With that being said, first I want to hear your opinions on the visual quality before you tell me whether this may be a game you would check out if you had a PlayStation. What do you guys think about it? Whoever wants to go first.
Well, I'll go. I'll say visual quality looks amazing. I'm not gonna even lie. Like, look at that dragon. That thing looks sick. Like you mentioned in the beginning, the crab with that fish on it. Yeah. Everything about this honestly looks aesthetically pleasing to me in every single sense. Like, look at that desert. Like these mountains. Like it's they're hitting all the right points and they're getting all the right lighting in there. And I think it's definitely not going to leave you bored at all. But I'm not sure this is going to be the greatest game that you guys get, but I think it's going to really show off the capabilities of what a PlayStation 5 can really do.
I think it's going to do like a 80 on the Metacritic, like 80, 82, 83.
And also, shout out Hideo Kojima for helping Guerrilla Games with the lighting on their engine.
Oh, yeah,
man. This was, the lighting. That's another thing I failed to mention. The lighting is beautiful on this.
Yeah.
All right.
But overall, it's a great game. I think it's going to do well. I don't think it's going to be your best game, but it's definitely going to show off what the PlayStation 5 can really do.
Definitely. Yeah. Trip, any thoughts?
I think, the game looks insane. It does look amazing, but I think that's all it is. Just a very beautiful game. It's going to be, it's going to go all out on the graphics, and that's going to be the everything. Because I mean, there's no denying how amazing it looks.
Okay.
But I think that's going to be the maximum of it. Is just, hey, look at this. This is pretty.
I could see where you're going with that, and I might have to agree with you.
That's something people look for in games. They spend a lot of money on a 4K HDR TV, and they want to see something that looks amazing in 4K HDR. And
that's true.
Hopefully, this game delivers that experience.
For sure. I mean, even the original delivers that experience. So I can only imagine with the more powerful box. All right. Well, hey guys.
Hold on. We got one more. We can squeeze this one. I've been looking forward to this one the whole show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we should do it.
Yeah. Well, I think
we got
they
one
want it.
last. We got one last game. We are over time, so after this, we're gonna end the show for this week. We do appreciate everyone for tuning in. I mean, yeah, we got. I'm happy with how things have turned out for this first episode. But I'll get into that a little bit. All right, we'll go ahead and lead us into our last game.
All right, so the last game is a game made by an indie studio, Game Science, called Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah.
And so far, we don't know where it's coming out on at all, right?
No, we know it's coming out on PC and console. This is gonna be a multi-plat. But I actually stumbled upon it on Twitter today. It's just been lighting up the internet. This game, we probably won't go through the whole gameplay demo, but this game is something else. From an indie studio, I mean, we were watching it on our pre-show, and we were all just kind of like amazed, like, wow. It does go over old Chinese folklore. I'll let Cool Hand explain that a little bit in a second. But, I mean, everyone watching, really pay attention to this. I mean, this is an indie game. So, assuming small studio. But the gameplay and
God.
it's something else.
It's like the combat feature is stunning. Boss fighting, stunning. Like, I have nothing bad to say about this, and I'm in full anticipation.
Again, this is super early in development, but Cool Hand, if you want to kind of go into like the story a little bit from what you know.
I want to wait until they actually get to see the character, and then I can just go into the story because that's when it like really counts. So essentially, this is, I mean, like, first let's just enjoy this real quick because this is, man, beautiful. Like gameplay footage.
We'll go into it a little bit because we're
okay. Yeah. All right. So basically, this story goes into Wukong, also known as Son Goku. This is basically an old Chinese folklore tale called Journey to the West. And for those who don't know, this is about Son Wukong. He is known as the Monkey King. And it's one of my favorite tales, actually, man. And this is actually drew the inspiration for Dragon Ball Z, noticeably, and especially in Dragon Ball. When you see Goku with the flying Nimbus and the staff, and, of course, the monkey tail, that's actually all based on the Monkey King, Son Goku. And when you see this gameplay, like, look at this. He has the staff, fighting, the mechanics, so smooth, man. For those who don't know the tale, I would suggest, look it up, Google it. You guys will definitely enjoy it. There's been many renditions. I've been waiting years upon years for that story to be done justice, whether it was TV, movies, or games. I really hope this story is done justice. Man, this is going to be great. The closest to good when it comes to this story has been like Forbidden Kingdom, and that movie sucked. So this game definitely looks like it'll give it the much needed justice that it deserves. I'm copping. I don't care if this came out on Xbox, I would buy an Xbox just to play this game.
Ooh,
there it goes.
You were saying you fuck with this folklore like heavy. You saying this,
man. Look at the gameplay. This is great. Yeah. Right here.
I want to get some other people's takes on what they're looking at right now, because again, this is new to everyone.
This came out today, man. This is brand spanking new.
Yeah, this shit does look incredible. It's seamless, and like you notice, like the combat is crazy real. Like when you what's it called?
Like there's a combat feature like I think it's like minute like the first minute like 9 seconds, and when they're doing a staff fight, and it looks like it's banging from staff to staff to staff like an actual actual combat feature. It's not like you're not just hitting him and he's not going forward. It looks like you guys are actually clashing.
Yeah,
it'll move you back, and it looks real as fuck.
Yeah, man, this is great. For those who don't know, I would suggest you Google it because this is 9 minutes worth of gameplay footage. Man, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. CC, anything? I don't know if you've seen this before. This is the first time you're looking at it. What are your like initial?
My initial impressions are this looks crazy. The way that the combat I just saw with them two just fighting staff to staff, like that was pretty intense. They showed realistic blocking, back and forth, back and forth. And like you said, it wasn't just like getting pushback or, hitting them and kind of getting this like wall almost in a sense. It just seems so seamless. And just as a first look at this, I'm really excited to see when this is coming out, just because obviously this won't come out for the wait until the future, but this looks really new and interesting. So I like that. The only thing I don't kind of like that I've seen so far is seems pretty one-pathed. So it looks like you really only got like one route at this and can't really mess that up. So I would like to see something different there, but other than that, I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, we're for an indie studio. This is one of the most impressive indies that I've seen, and if it's following a certain Taylor folklore, it's probably that way for a reason. It's following the story. It has a beginning, middle, and end, probably, or maybe sequel. But this is a really interesting game. I mean, not to throw shade, but one of these big companies should pick up this game and put some money into it.
Yeah, because I mean, I understand. I understand we don't give the name AAA to indie games, but I'm giving this a AAA title. Like this is a AAA to me. This is AAA all over it. I know it's an indie studio, but this is a high end game. This, and the thing that gets me is there looks like there was real.
It looks good.
Yeah. Well, this looks like a passion project. Like somebody really took the time to like really do this. You know what I mean?
It's that battle right here.
Yeah, this is.
This is my first time seeing this right here. I didn't get this far.
For the viewers watching, I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it like we are, because this is.
Danny, shout out to you. He said fire. Mr. Woodstock as well agrees with him. Says fire. I mean, yeah, it's very rare than indie. Look, he's in the werewolf mode. It's very rare that you get an indie developer that just blows your socks off just initial viewing. This is like, damn, like this. They put work into this. It almost seems like a culmination of a bunch of different games I've played over the years, and they're just like, well, it's like they sat down and said, okay, what like are the best features can we take from all these amazing games and just make it into one thing and have a story and this is going off of a old Chinese tale proverb. It has a solid story it's going off of. I mean, if it inspired Dragon Ball, I mean, it sounds like they have a lot to work with in terms of content, so yeah, this does look really, really cool.
I would love to see. I can't wait to see like because there's a part of the tale where there's a fight in the heavens, and against the army of the gods, and man, this is gonna be great.
Spoilers.
Oh no, I'm talking about the actual tale. So I would like to see what that's like.
That's gonna be the end of this game, man. Come on.
I'm
just messing with you.
That was the first time I'm seeing this part of the footage.
Yeah, me too. This reminds me of Sekiro when you fight the big. But yeah, someone knocked their mic. But yeah, again, this is a really impressive game. Someone feedback. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think we're end off the show with this game, showing this game right here. Just want to say a couple words as being the first episode. I appreciate all the love I'm getting so far. Just personal people hit me up or, shout out to Woolly Gamer 100% for, tweeting us out, crap and mooch for retweeting it. That honestly means a lot because you can ask any of these guys here. I've been trying to launch this thing for the past month.
Oh man.
it's been a process. It's been a long way just to even like shoot a pilot episode. Even though we're about to be 30 minutes over what we'd normally do. I'm so happy how this show came out. The videos, just the flow, the conversation. We're still new to this, so we definitely are gonna have kinks to work out. But like our like earlier when we launched the stream and no one could hear us. But yeah. I'm just super happy how it came out, and for even getting any viewers. I mean, right now we got 16 concurrent viewers. Like, thank you to everyone, whether we know you or don't know you. Like, just shout out to y'all for supporting this.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks everybody, man.
Shout out Arnett.
Shout out Arnett.
Happy launch day, fellas.
Hey, Slat Danny, I know you took some jabs at me, but I still like you.
Keep the hate coming, please. Yeah. Yes. My God, I'm about that life.
Shout out Mr. Woodcock. Shout out Salty Gaming.
Woodcock, Slat Danny. Tell me what's up. Let me know how you really
childhood
feel.
whatsoever.
Yeah, right. I like it.
Shout out everybody in the comments, man.
Yeah.
It's been really great. Jason Silvera, thank you. Brown Lantern, thank you. Woolly Gamer, thank you.
Yeah, shout out to everybody.
Thank you, Woodnock.
Man.
Mr.
Woodcock.
Let's not go there, I wasn't trying to get us unmonetized here, so I threw an in.
Mr. Woodcock, I'd like you to meet my man CC right here. I think that would be cool.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
SMH. Okay. But yeah, no, we're definitely gonna be doing this every week. Thursday from we're aiming for 7 to 9. Yep. Yeah. And you could also catch me on Sundays. I produce the MNC show, Mooch and Crap Morning. On
give them a follow.
Yeah, Mooch and Crap Gamer. You can find them on Twitter and Instagram. I'm gonna start transitioning into the outros. So first off and foremost, Cool Hand Crews, let them know where they can find you or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Cool Hand Crews on Instagram and Twitter. Currently working on trying to get my setup for, game streaming and some YouTube content going, but that's very much in the beta phase. But yeah, man, thank you guys. This has been a very long time coming. I appreciate Nova, man, putting us all together, man, and actually the delays kind of helped because it built the chemistry. So, man, yeah, I'm excited for more.
For sure. We'll mix it up a little bit. Trip, you got where can they find you or
shit. I guess I should set up some social media shit, huh? I guess I'll set some shit up and I'll keep you guys posted.
All right. It sounds good. Yeah. Definitely a dope individual, Trip. Thank you, Danny, for saying we got a good first episode. Appreciate that. All right, CC, go ahead. Where can they find you? Or what are your plans? You plan on doing any streams? I know you're streaming Valorant right now.
I'm gonna start. Honestly, I've been playing a lot of Echo VR. I'm gonna start trying to stream a little bit more into the VR realm. So I'm gonna create another YouTube channel just for that. However, you guys can follow my car Instagram at 2020 WRXSTI. That's where you guys can find me right now, or you can search my name, PussCC, and you'll find me in Valorant, League of Legends, Oculus. Come find me.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. I don't know why.
Shout out C $. C $. Where can they find you, man? Shout out to you, man, putting all this together.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about maybe start streaming hard mode games. I like playing all my games to the highest difficulty. I find it really fun. I see a lot of streamers are starting to do that now, and it's funny seeing them fail and then succeed. So I don't know, I want to start doing that. I'm playing Ghost and Lethal right now. I like to see some recommendations on some hard ass games to play. Yeah, let me know. I might start streaming.
Yeah. The last level of Batman Rising Sensu. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the worst. It's the worst. I hate it so much.
All right, and y'all can catch me here on YouTube, Nova. Like and subscribe if you like the content. I'm gonna start dropping some YouTube videos after I move. But yeah, you can definitely catch us here every single week, every Thursday. We're trying to put on a good show, make it entertaining. Got your PlayStation guys, your Xbox guys, your PC guys. We all here and there play Switch. But yeah, I appreciate the love. This has been a long time coming. I'm glad we were able to do this. Y'all could follow me at Nova_Insomniac. I just changed it. That's it. And Nova.jp on Instagram if you're on that platform. But yeah, guys, shout out to all my panel members though for being here and dealing with all the shit we had to go through just to make this episode happen. So shout out to y'all. And yeah, we will catch y'all next week. $, if you want to send us into our outro and spark the music.
Don't sleep.
Catch y'all next week.